Well, hello everyone. Today I'm interviewing Dean Anthony, and here he comes.
All right, we made it.
Hey Dean, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I don't know why for some reason it doesn't do it from the computer, only the phone for some reason. But thank you so much for being here today.
No problem.
And yep, you disappeared. There we go.
Yeah, I was checking the battery. I wanted to die on you.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So let's start off by you telling everybody where you DJ, what you do, and why you started.
Wait 1 sec.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So I kind of DJ mostly New Jersey area. It used to be or since a lot of clubs that I used to down. Which was like, I mean, well, Webster reopened, but it was like Webster base. So the base were they closed down. Before that, though, Bliss in North Jersey was a big spot for me. Now it's mostly Headliner, Porta, Sushi Lounge, of course, every week. So there's a ton of different venues that I'm all over. And but basically, yeah, it started at I probably like my biggest Bliss was probably like introduced club scene.
So that's basically what you do. You do a lot of club scenes and.
Yeah, mostly club scenes. I have a private company, so when people are looking to book private DJ, that DJ, they can book other DJs through me.
Oh well, what's the name of your company?
DJ. Yeah, so
Okay.
go to djmobile.com if you're looking to book for private events.
Oh wow, and you do all kinds of events, weddings and birthdays, things like that.
Everything, yeah, you name it, we do it.
And you do karaoke also.
Yeah,
in the Highlands.
So karaoke is kind of funny because
You're breaking up a little bit there.
Karaoke for private events, but I never did it publicly. And then when the pandemic happened, I wasn't really DJ out a lot or at all. And when things finally did open up, they did a 10 o'clock curfew. So then at 10 o'clock is usually start my shift, typically at a club or a lounge. So that was out basically, and I had to figure out what's the best socially distanced thing to do before 10 o'clock. So
yeah,
I actually hit up this place. It's a local dive bar near me. It's called Chubby Pickle, and I'm really cool with them there, and I've done a lot with them. So I reached out to them. And I was like, hey, I think the best socially distanced we can do before 10 o'clock is let's try karaoke. Because at that time too, everybody had to be like had to reserve a table, had to stay at your table, you could walk around. So it was like we were limited on things, and I felt like that was like one of the best solutions. And so it kind of happened by accident. So once I said to them, they were like, yeah, let's pick off. And then after that, it was like I had to do karaoke there every week now because it was just the party turned out so. That bar and everybody that worked amazing. Me and
everybody's a lot of fun.
We had a really successful night last night. We did. I have Thursdays are kind of split up. We have Ringside in Caldwell is another venue that I've been doing for years every Thursday prior to the karaoke. And so I still DJ there. One month have somebody come at Pickle or something like that or somewhere else. But Ringside, it still is every day. I just sent DJ Ivan El Patron there last night from Green Rock. So we have a ton of great there every week that I send. And then one month I do there myself during the schools.
Oh wow, that's pretty neat. So I also saw that you do. Is there a venue called the Diamond Club that you do, or Diamond something?
I'm not familiar with the Diamond Club. Um,
I don't know. I saw you post that a while ago. Maybe not. Somewhere maybe in Ocean County? No?
I was at T recently in Red Bank,
Okay. All
so
right,
maybe
maybe it was that.
Peak. I'm at Catch 19 tomorrow. Tonight I'm actually at Sushi Lounge.
Oh,
We
wow.
switched it up this week. Picnic on for Wednesday, and I was at Green Rock in Hoboken, and then this Friday tonight I'll be at Sushi Lounge. Tomorrow is Catch 19 in Red Bank, and then Sunday we're doing our best not to go to the beach in Belmar for free and get
Oh,
wasted
well,
all day
yeah.
long. But I'm sure that'll happen one way or
Yeah. So you're all over. You go everywhere pretty much.
yeah. I double my mileage on my car is double what the average person does per year. So.
Wow. So how old were you when you started this?
So it actually kind of started. It kind of started when I was 11. I actually got my first drum set, and I started playing drums in like punk rock bands. So funny enough, like that's what really started. I didn't really like. I wanted to be in a band. I wanted I was playing sports, playing in bands, doing a whole bunch of like things that I don't do now, like DJ. DJing kind of happened by accident. Once I started playing in those bands, one band that I was working with up in West Essex when I was going there. He had my friend Jason. He had a recording studio in his house, and then we would record our band. Like just the whole process of studio and recording process. I was like, wow, this is awesome. I want to do this myself. I went home. I literally took everything out of my bedroom. I turned my bedroom into a studio, and then I basically slept on the couch for high school.
Wow.
So my house became like now the spot where everybody in town would come and record with. And then once the rappers started to find out about that studio, they were like, you know what, Dean, we found out you have a studio. We want to come record our tracks, whatever. Can you make beats? I started for them, recording them, and it's kind of funny because they would always call me now, like technically in that I'm either producing or I'm audio engineer for them. But they would always just go, yo, that's my dick. And I'm like, guys, I'm not a DJ. I don't even own turntables. I'm like, stop calling me that. So then finally they wanted to have a show. There was two rap groups that I recorded at the show. And they're like, yo, we're gonna have a show. You're gonna DJ for us, right? And I'm like, dude, I don't have any DJ. And I'm like, I told you guys, DJ. I'm like, I'm your audio engineer.
Right.
And finally, they're like, we'll pay you. And then I'm like, all right. I went out and bought CD players, and we ended up DJing the show, and that's kind of how it started. And then once I DJed that, then just it kind of kept going from there. So I would say probably around, I want to say like 16 was when I really started like to start DJing out like private events and things like that for my friends. Last week, that time when I was 16. So it kind of just snowballed to the career we have today.
Wow. So you found your calling pretty much by accident, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I always kind of knew like I wanted to do music. It was just wasn't what I thought I was going to do. And then and now I love it. I couldn't think of doing anything else otherwise. And I still produce music. I still write music. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever digital music site you use, I'm probably on there. I have new songs that are going to be next few months. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do another interview when we put out.
Yeah, absolutely. Send it over. I'd love to hear it.
Sure.
I see the guitar back there also.
Yep. Yeah.
So you play guitar, you play drums, piano too?
Yeah, it started with
all
drums, and then piano. I'm not gonna lie, I suck at piano. I'm learning piano right now. I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I wouldn't consider myself a pianist. So I started with drums though, and then what happened was when I was my bands, obviously when you're the drummer, everybody has to come to your house because no one plugs their drum set around. It's a lot easier to throw a guitar on and practice with your band. So all my friends would come to my house, and then they would leave their guitars and basses there. So while they were like, when they were gone, like, and I was bored, I'm like, I still want to, so I pick up the bass. I just started teaching myself bass off of it. And then once I was done with that, then I moved on to guitar. I started teaching myself guitar. So all self-taught. But yeah, basically when I was bored after band practice, keep doing something productive, I taught myself those instruments. And then nowadays I try to use as many actual live instruments as I can in my productions, but we have so world at fingertips and possible through the computer. And I do use the keyboard, the piano a lot for to kind of trigger all those instruments I use on the computer. So I'm still using the keyboard a lot. But yeah, that's where we started, and that's where we're at now.
Wow, that takes a lot of discipline to teach yourself too. So
discipline is the organization and the business trying to
absolutely, yeah,
you know, because it's hard to I don't want to say it's hard, but it's challenging when you make basically trick your mind into scheduling that time to be creative and then scheduling that time to play match. You know what I mean?
right.
I had managers in the past. You know, it was like I was never really like looking for a manager. I was always like kind of like okay with myself. I had a couple people who tried to help me out, and they were good. We had a good relationship. We did a few things, but over time, like what ended up happening was I just learned so much of the business myself, and even I went to the audio engineering school in New York City, Institute of Audio Research. They're actually not even there anymore, but I went to school with some pretty cool people. Jojo runs kid from Run DMC. He was in the same class as me. Betty Otto, who you probably know, radio. He was also time that I was there. Learned a lot from there, and then also learned the business portion. But of course, there's always a learning curve with industry.
Sure.
Every day there's something new. So after a while of just teaching myself and myself, like I built my own website. I built my website. I built my private events on the Chubby Pickles website and a few other people, and helped out with some of the marketing and things like that on that end. But once I started teaching myself all this stuff, it kind of was starting to get to a point then now where I'm like, well, I need to find somebody who's like got the industry contacts and is more knowledgeable than me at this point. I'm like, if they're not bringing something to the table that I'm not already bringing, then what's kind of the point,
Exactly.
So, I always tell everybody, it's if we're making money, then we'll talk,
We'll talk, right?
That's it. Money talks, baby.
Yeah, it does. So when you play, who do you jam with pretty much when you're on your downtime? Do you have people that you just
I'm sorry. It's like I hear like us like delayed, so I'm trying to like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. When you're on your downtime, who do you play with? I know there's a lot of musicians in town. Is there anybody else that you play or jam with?
Yeah, it's funny too, because even though I DJ in nightclubs, when I'm not DJing in nightclubs, I go to like live band venues. I go to and a lot of the time some of those guys are like, what are you doing here? Like, you're a DJ. Yeah. But I like going to see them. And a lot of the times if I see somebody I like, even at karaoke night, we have some amazing singers who come in. And we had one girl who was on The Voice come in and sing with us. Everybody, as a matter of fact, when we first started it, a lot of people who came and thought they were just gonna like go up and just around and sing karaoke, like everybody sings really bad, but it's okay, we're drunk. They saw how many good singers were actually belting out on stage, and then some people were like, I don't want to go on stage anymore, I'm embarrassed. Like, I used to call it the karaoke night that doesn't suck, because everybody was so good. But like, or like open mic night, I'll meet up with musicians, and sometimes like I might have they come back here and they might rock on the keys or a guitar or something like that, collaborate. As far as like DJs, the producers go, one of my best friends are Olive Oil. They're resident at Green Rock. They're playing at DJ Sunday for Parade Day.
Oh wow!
Anybody listening or watching right now, you're in Belmar, go check them out at DJs. They play all over. They play Porto as well. I think they're at Peak tonight. And So I'm really close with the Olive guys. Another good friend of mine is Nico Dorenzi. We have 2 songs on Spotify. One's called Me and You, and one's called Find the Light. You go to Dean Anthony on Spotify or Nico Dorenzi on Spotify. You'll check out. Me and him do a lot of writing together as well. So we spread it out. You know, it's live musicians. You know, people in bands like that never the possibilities when it comes to collaboration.
Wow, that's amazing. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 in June.
Wow.
And I put a lot of collagen in my coffee. Looking as young as I can.
Wow. So what do you see for the future? Anything new, exciting, or?
So right now, the main focus has been, you know, obviously since the pandemic, it was like we were doing so many different things. Like it was tough to pull money at that point.
Sure.
I was living off of what I already had, but I was like, I have to figure out some way to keep going with this stuff. You know, the live stream stuff really helped a lot. You know, a lot of people were doing live streams and we're like doing them from their house, and it was cool. Like I feel like people listen to music more during the pandemic than they ever did, and they were listening to DJs, Instagram live and things like that. But I was like, I don't know. My friends always say that I'm a little extra, so I always have to take it one step further. So I was like, well, something cool. Let's go different. A friend of mine named Tyler Brick, studio in Highlands. We went and set up there, and we started filming there. And then once we did that, that kind of set the tone, and everybody was like, wow. We had like old school tape machines and stuff like that out there, and a really cool backdrop. I think we had Aretha Franklin or somebody behind me, like on a huge picture. Really cool. It's on my Instagram. You can check it if you scroll down. But once we did that, that's how cool it was for the environment. And then so that basically led all the way up to Pier 13 Hoboken, which is a video you can watch on YouTube that live did. And then the Times Square live stream as well. So during that time, you know, obviously we're doing just anything to make it just buy at that point. And after that, it was really just a game of now, because now once things open back up, at that point, events are starting to come back again. So now all the events that we had booked the year before are doubling up now because people are rescheduling. So now it's like it became basically like a scheduled nightmare to try to place DJs and MCs and whoever had to send out on jobs, and hopefully that they're available because of the fact that now that things are getting so busy, all these other guys are getting booked as well. So the last year, 2021, was, like I said, really mainly just trying to play up and trying to just bring things back. Now I feel like coming into 2022 now, we really we've kind of figured out a way to manage all those things. Things are dust is kind of settling a little bit. So now I'm starting to get a little bit more time focused on the music I made during that time. And basically for now, we're ready to just schedule releases. I have so much like unreleased music that we made over the past couple of years. So as far as the future goes, right now my big goal is just getting that music out there. A ton of new artists in the past couple of years as well. So we have sessions set to work with them coming up. Really, like I said, the goal for 2022 is start getting out the unreleased music that I have. Looking forward to all the events that are going to start coming in. A really great group called Hills. They're a DJ group. They're pretty much how I get into a lot of the spots here on the Jersey Shore, Donovan's Reef, or Porta, or T, or Ella's. So they have this area on lock. They were a huge help for me, helping promote my brand and expand down here as well, not only just in North Jersey. For a while, I was kind of like, people were a little confused. I've always gone back and forth between Monmouth County. So I was always a North Jersey kid, but also kind of a Jersey Shore kid too. So finally, they helped me kind of bridge that gap a little bit. So looking forward to, in the future now, doing more events with them and along the shore and putting out more new music. Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll have no problem doing that.
And maybe some new live streams too. We got to find a cool spot. I don't know how we're going to top, but I'll figure it out.
You will. I have
We'll
no
go to
doubt.
the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Wow. Anything else you want to say to everybody? You want to just recap, where people could find you, how they can book you, and I think you're gonna do great this summer. Summer's coming, and I'm sure you'll
Yeah,
be
it's coming
fully
up
booked.
fast. It's coming up
Yeah,
fast.
it
I
is.
know that's also like kind of the thing that's happening right now. Is this time now is like time to get ready for that. Next thing you know, it's Memorial Day weekend. Now we're going. Summer does get really
Flying,
busy,
yeah.
especially June. So yeah, so basically, you can check out my website. There's links to everything on my website, all my social media. I have a music video. One of the girls in my music video actually is very big on TikTok. Her name's Jackie Gansky. You can check her out. She's in that music video. Check out her TikTok. She's doing really, really well. That's all on my website. There's links to everything. So it's deananthony.com, Dean with 2 D's, no A. And social media is all at Dean Anthony Music. So deananthony.com if you want to dive deep, and if you want to follow me on social media, it's all at Dean Anthony Music.
All right, excellent. Everybody go check Dean Anthony out. I'd love to have you back on again when you produce those songs, and
Absolutely.
keep me updated. I'll share everything, and if you need anything, reach out. And thank you so much for being on here today.
Well, thank you for having
me. Yes, sir. Have a great day, Dean. Thanks again.
Peace.
Bye. Thank you for watching, everyone. Tonight at 8, Sam Green. We'll see you then.